Hello everyone, it is Misfit Monday. Welcome to Ravenloft Misfits. I am Jonny, I am the DM. For the list of the cast names and socials and pronouns and where you can find them and all of that good stuff, check the episode description or the chat. We stream Ravenloft Misfits each Monday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Please make sure to follow us, subscribe to the channel, participate in the chat, and if you are watching the recording, please like, comment, share it with your friends, join our Discord, do the things. Oh, of course, we have to do, if you're listening to the podcast, please consider giving us a rating, in which case will help us reach our
update
goal of 10,000 listens. Let's see it. Wrong page. That one. We are at oh shit, we passed 10,000.
Yo.
Hey,
Yo, what?
we're at 10,079 and we have 174 Spotify followers, whatever that means.
Ooh.
So everybody on Spotify that's following us, thanks. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Help us get to our
Good
new goal
taste.
of 12,000.
Of a million. That'd be
Of all of them,
fucking insane.
actually.
Yes,
1
everyone just
million
listen
followers.
on repeat. Thank you everybody for helping us reach that 10,000 milestone. I did have an idea on what to do for 10,000, but I can't remember exactly what it was. I remember what it was, but I'm gonna keep it a secret for now because we just reached it, and I'll announce it next one.
Stay tuned.
So yeah, stay tuned for that. Outside of that, Zack.
What else? The other thing you gotta do is go to roll20.net and play all your favorite TTRPGs with all your friends. I know you want to do that anyway, so you might as well do it on Roll20 because it makes it way easier than what you're going to be doing anyway. It's on the internet, got a compendium with all the good info and character sheets, items, monsters. You don't want to pull out your book and look up the information every time. Just have it right there on your computer, right on the internet. It's easy. Roll20.net. You also don't want to be doing it in silence, right, Jonny? You want to have background music.
You're darn tootin'. You want to have Sirenscape, which is a great
That's right.
online application that you can use to create a fantastic ambiance for your players and DMs alike. We use Sirenscape ever since the beginning of Ravenloft Misfits. It's been fantastic. I highly recommend it. And if you would like, you can follow the link in our episode description or chat, and you can support us by subscribing a Super Siren subscriber thing. I think it's only 11 a month, I believe. So it's super worth it if you're running an ongoing campaign. If you're not, you can buy piecemeal. You can pick and choose which sounds you would like as well. But yeah, follow the link in our thing to help us out. Outside of that, let's get to a recap. So, last episode, you all awoke a little groggy. Katya, however, you found yourself mysteriously waking up on the floor, brushing it off as probably just a dream. You went out to the main hall to start the day. Arxes, Vaughn, and Elvir left for the town center to hopefully find a blacksmith forge, though unsuccessful. You all returned to the Temple of the Huntress, where you found a bit of commotion stirring, as Beatrice had caused a small explosion within her workshop due to a absent-mind mistake of combining two components that shouldn't have gone together. But no one was hurt, so Beatrice really just started off her day on the wrong foot in the end. But after finishing breakfast, you all started your journey to the Temple of the Seeker, leaving Elvir to do a bit of recon about the Mountain Speaker and Voltor. Sorsha led the group to the Lunar Lift, where you all witnessed the very slow-moving lift due to the soul worker, Kareza. She did her absolute best, but even with that, she took nearly 20 minutes to travel from the journey to the domain branch where you were all waiting. Sorsha thankfully changed to an eagle and flew in to help Kareza get the last part of that lift to you, and you all traveled back down to the journey where you witnessed strange behaviors from Kareza. When shaking the hand of Arxes, a single tear rolled down her cheek despite her outwardly happy demeanor, and when pressed about whether she had always been alone or not, another stream of tears and a slight nosebleed ran down her face as she froze, unable to answer. When asked whether she always had run the lift during the day and night, she responded bizarrely, and finally, after a hunch, Arxes casted protection from evil and good on Kareza, who immediately began panicking. She screamed and tried running away, however, Katya was able to catch her, and she got out right as she fell off the side of the tree branch. Luckily, Vaughn was able to spring into action with their danger sense and catch Kareza with the aid of Katya catching Vaughn. And when you brought her back, Arxes immediately knocked her out, and you all realized that people were watching you, while 3 guards rushed towards you, demanding to let Kareza go. You all obliged, and a tense situation occurred where you all tried to explain yourselves to the guards, but when that wasn't working, a show of force did. During this time, one of the guards awakened Kareza, who began screaming once more towards something unseen, screaming, "Do you not see it? It's coming for us! They're watching! We need to leave!" And other sorts of exclamations. The guards finally decided to take Kareza to get aid while informing Valtor of your actions. One of the guards stood by you as you traveled to the Temple of the Seeker and stated, as you stated before, and you were left to enter the temple, where you found the place eerie and mysterious. Inside, Vaughn and Katya began to hear the slight melody within their minds, something they couldn't exactly place nor directly understand. It was omnipotent and omnipresent. You finally decided to follow the door on the opposite side of the entrance chamber, where you found a tree glowing of blue flowers at the center of a large circular room. Within this room, you began to hear the hissing sounds. However, Sorsha and Beatrice spotted small, jagged rocks shaped like monoliths, similar to the ones found on Yester Hill surrounding the Golthias tree. As Sorsha continued forward, wanting to investigate these rocks, you all saw the head of a giant horned serpent appear from a nearby bush, and we start tonight's episode with rolling some initiative. So, let's change the mood and let's begin initiative rolling. 16 for the serpent.
Why?
Okay.
Oh, I did it wrong. I rolled 21.
21?
Damn. I always do it wrong. I rolled a 19.
Okay. We will
And
fix
then-
that in a minute. Or in a second here.
One.
Okay.
What's your dexterity, Zack?
Probably low. Let me see.
You have a +3.
I have +3, 16.
I also have a +3.
All right.
Very good, very good.
Rollies.
Yeah, rollies. Go ahead and roll a d20.
Roll it. Fuck.
Sorsha,
Well,
okay.
You get to go first.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
I got a 4.
Beatrice
You got
got a
a 1. I got a
19.
4.
Nat 1. I guess if I'm gonna do a nat 1, I guess I'd rather it be for
Get it out of the way.
this
Yeah.
than anything else.
21. So we'll do a 22 for Sorsha. That way, it works out. Okay. So that means that Katya, Beatrice, Sorsha, Serpent, Arxes, Vaughn. Cool. Okay, we are all ready. Let's start it all off with Sorsha.
What's the initiative that you rolled that was a natural 20?
It's just that was just to put you on the count. So you're at 20. I mean, regardless, you're at 22 anyways. So
Okay.
because
So
you're before
where the
Katya.
snakes. Okay. All right. Fair. So where the snake is at now is how far away it is.
Correct.
Okay. Does the snake have any reaction to the fact that I'm holding the blood spear of Kavan?
It doesn't seem like it's really looking towards the blood spear at all.
Okay.
It looks like it's looking towards you specifically.
Then I will take the staff and put it directly in front of me, and at the same time, I'm going to, let's see. Oh, I was not ready to be first. I'm never first.
This is what you get for rolling good.
This is the one and only. Oh God, sorry. I'm so sorry, guys.
You're good. No worries at all.
I'm just imagining Sorsha like whipping up a bunch of cool druidic shit, looking just awesome. The plants around her as she like focuses her energy.
That's really funny because I just imagine her just being like holding a finger up, trying to go through every single one of her pockets.
The Smith is waiting patiently for you to make a decision.
Oh yeah, here I'll stay back here. Just
no, you go first.
Let me know when you're ready.
When you're playing a turn-based game and you're like, I don't know what to
Snake's
do.
just like this.
Yeah, it's just
she's like
just bobbing.
Please hold.
Nice idle animation.
Okay, and there's no. We're completely covered, right? Like this is a dome.
Yes, this room is completely covered in stone.
So my lightning won't do anything.
Correct. I mean, it wouldn't.
Can I want to try this because I've never done something like this before.
Do it.
I'm gonna charm monster.
Ooh.
Okay, go ahead and ping that.
Oh, I just tried to.
That's a good one.
Cancel.
Pet snake.
Yeah. Sorsha makes a new friend.
Makes a wisdom save, does so with advantage if you're fighting it. I will say that you're not fighting it, but it's fighting you, and I would just give it advantage anyways.
Okay.
That is a 5 and a 5.
And a 5!
Okay, so
Sorsha's always wanted a pet snake.
Reaching out towards you, about to bite into you, and then it just stops. It starts backing up, and I will say, I mean,
you didn't say the magic word.
Until the spell ends or until you or companions do anything harmful to it.
I
Okay.
can
That
just fuck up
lasts
this
for
whole
an hour.
initiative.
No, I love it. I love it when that kind of shit happens. So we'll take the initiative out of the way because I imagine nobody's gonna just, unless you guys are circling around it and trying to fucking kill it.
I feel like I imagine my charging in and then stopping like right as I'm about to come down on it and just like realize something's up.
Yeah.
Good thing Sorsha went before you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of wish that I had a flute and a do.
Right? Yeah, like the poke flute.
Yeah.
Oh, like the fucking like the snakes, right? Duh.
The dance.
Missed that.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
because I did the tune wrong.
The snake reaches out towards you, almost biting into you, but before that, stops and just begins backing away back towards its large bush that it was hiding in before, and just unseen goes back into it. Take away this battle music because that's fucking done.
Shout out that battle music. That was cool battle music.
That was pretty good.
Good battle music. Hey, thanks Sirenscape for that good battle music.
Had like a little snake rattle noise.
Yeah, the snake rattle noise is really good.
So cool.
I'll just turn to everyone. That guys, it's cool. I took care of it. Stand down.
What?
Well, all right then. Good.
I'm like mid-cast. Like,
yeah, right. Like sword up. Like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, typical Tuesday with Sorsha.
Do you usually keep large snakes in temples?
I don't actually know, but I was at least able to charm this guy. He's only for an hour, so we need to take care of whatever we need to take care of, and get the hell out.
After an hour, is it going to attack us again?
Yeah, probably, yes.
Well, we should maybe figure out what it's doing here. Does it seem to... Can I approach it, or is it going to
No, that should be friendly for a little bit. That's a good point. Maybe he talks. Maybe he's a talking snake. I don't
I would
know.
love to pet the snake.
Can't you talk to animals and snakes and trees and such, Sorsha?
No, just plants. I don't. Yeah.
Okay. Really thought you could do. Well, never mind. That's all right.
But,
We'll figure that out.
Don't talk about my inaccuracy. It's not good. Oh, I do. Oh shit. Okay.
Speak with animals.
I do have speak with animals. I thought
Yeah, I
I didn't
knew you
have
could
it.
do it. I've always-
You have it prepared
loaded.
too?
I remember you being able to do that.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Just got to believe it.
Thank you. I will go
And
ahead
Charm
and do
Monster
this.
isn't concentration, so
Oh boy.
Snake's our new best friend.
Lovely. I'll help you
Yeah.
out a little bit once it comes out.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm gonna go up to the snake, and I'm going to speak with it. See if it's willing to talk to me. I don't know why, because we're all friendly. So.
of course. Okay.
Yeah.
So you
Mhm.
cast speak with animals. Right.
I
Oh,
do.
that's also not a concentration. I thought it was. Okay.
Okay, so he's friendly for an hour, and he can talk for 10 minutes.
Mhm.
I'm also
I-
going to cast a Zone of Truth on it.
Oh, there we go.
Interesting.
Oh,
Smart.
Centered on the snake.
Okay.
Could I
Yeah,
begin to
okay.
ritually cast Identify while this conversation is going on?
Sure.
It's a save.
Can
but
I
know
focus it on the? What would? Well, I can ask after, but I want to cast it either on the tree or the little thing, the
Yeah.
broken rock.
Monoliths.
But you can ask.
Okay.
Everyone's
That's a
doing
3?
a thing.
For charisma, so it
Nice.
you're
fails.
petting the snake.
I'm not doing
Oh,
anything.
I am petting the snake. Yes.
Nice.
My whole plan got thrown out the window. Not that I'm
I'm so
complaining.
sorry.
Not that I'm complaining.
Yeah.
I don't mind not fighting a snake. Less danger's good, right?
Mhm.
Fine.
Mhm.
I'll just be over here for a little bit.
Nice,
I'll be
right
over
on.
I want to try to get the snake like on my shoulder, like Britney Spears in that one.
Oh yeah.
Iconic.
I know it's massive, but
Well,
Alright.
so is Vaughn, so it's fine.
I'm gonna lean over to Sorsha and say, it failed. It cannot lie to you. But that does not mean it cannot, that it has to tell the truth, if that makes sense.
Oh, so you have to ask the question correctly.
Not in the sense it can evade, it can tell half truths, but it cannot lie to you.
Okay.
So there may be some fact into what it says, or they may just avoid a question at all. But you can ask whatever question you wish.
Okay. Hello, Mr. Snake Man.
Snake woman.
Snake Woman. Even
yes.
better. I've never
Snake
met one
woman.
before. You.
I was really hoping for a snake accent. I'm so excited.
Well, thank you for being here today. I was hoping to have a nice conversation with you.
Sure.
What are you protecting here?
You just see as Vaughn begins lifting this snake up.
Oh,
I'm just
and
like
the snake
getting
is
like
just
under
kind of
the
like looking towards you, Sorsha, and like looking back and kind of like, do I have to deal with this kind of thing?
okay, if you wanted to stop, just tell me, and then
Stop.
I can. Okay. He doesn't. She doesn't want you to do. Yep. She doesn't want you to do that, my friend. I'm so
Pets are
sorry.
fine.
Oh, the pets are fine.
I continue to pet the snake.
Nice. Just
I
seems
give it
like,
like a
chance,
she didn't
like
want
a
to be picked
chin
up.
scritch. I like scritch under its chin.
As this happens with Vaughn letting them down and then continuing to pet, you spot just behind a large nest where you see eggs.
Oh, were you
Mother?
were you protecting your babies?
She looks to you, then back. Yes.
Oh, that's we won't touch your babies. I promise. We won't. Your babies are safe with us. We are just wanting to look around and see what is happening because the town is being really weird.
Just like a nod.
Is that why you're here, or are you hiding? Guys, what should I ask it? You gotta help me out just a little bit.
Ask them if there's been any other visitors in this temple recently.
Good question. Good question. Yeah, so are we the first people that you've seen in here?
Yes.
In a while?
People. Eaten. Left. Gone now. And I stay here. With my eggs.
I'm sorry, did she eat them or were they eaten by something else?
That I think I know the answer to that, but I will ask her. I'm assuming that you didn't eat the people. It was the things that are hovering in this area.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you see them?
Begins looking around. Not here.
That's what the vine said too.
Yes.
Well, I have a proposition for you then, Miss Snake. If you would like to stay here, you can stay here. We will not bother your nest. You can stay right here. Or after we are done looking through the temple, we can take you and your nest to a new location.
Stay.
Okay.
Wait for eggs to hatch.
This
This is our new home.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to know? Chad, she's going to stay here and watch her eggs. I offered to take her somewhere else, but she said that this was her home now, so.
Who?
Does she hear the music?
Another
The
good
music.
question.
Do you hear the music that everyone else is hearing?
Yes.
Oh.
It is quiet. But I hear sounds.
Where do they come from? Which direction?
She looks towards the entrance.
Where we came from?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the only entrance / doorway in this entire chamber. It's like this chamber just ends at this circular room
Sure.
where the tree is.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to know? We're about to run out of time.
Nothing else I can think of.
Does
My
she know anything about the
Devan-
tree?
I guess we could ask about the tree. What's up, Ellen? With the
I'm
or not
just
Ellen.
casting identify.
Beatrice.
What? Hello? Well, hello.
Which personality am I talking to today?
Are you talking to the nice Ellen or the mean Ellen? No, I'm just casting identify, so I can't
Oh, okay.
ask questions.
Okay. 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 One last question, Miss Nick, and we're going to let you just do your thing. What is there anything going on with this big tree? Like, it's
Looks to
pretty
the
cool. Is
tree.
there anything hidden?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
That's
Well,
valid.
we'll let you rest. She's still good.
Yes.
She's still good for 50 minutes, guys.
And she can just hang out there and have a nice little nap.
Yeah, if you guys say you need like mice or rats or whatever, just
No.
let him.
She continues
Pick 'em
taking the
over.
pets from Vaughn as long as they give them.
Okay. I think Bond's here forever.
Beatrice. You cast Identify on this tree, or no, the stones, correct?
That's what I was going to ask. So explain to me again, the stones are like scattered around the room and the tree is at the center, but it's not like a connected object, right?
They're not connected, no. The tree is at the center of the room, and then just around the tree's trunk are these stones that look like you had seen them before, but they weren't really like, they were kind of broken, and
right.
It wasn't anything that you were really focused on at Yester Hill around the Golthias tree. But these ones look very similar to those, and now that you see them and see that there's something important about them, now that you connect them, they just encircle this tree very close to the trunk. They look like monoliths, just this carved straight up stone with small symbols on them, and even Sorsha wasn't able to really understand what those symbols were. But after casting Identify...
Well, so that I want to choose between the two.
Sure.
Can I see if the tree or these stones seem to be damaged or corrupted in any way with like an Arcana check before I identify one or the other?
I would say go ahead and do... Yeah, I guess you could... Yeah, go ahead and do an Arcana check.
15.
15. It doesn't seem to be, like, corrupted. There's no, like, visible necrotic something happening on the outside of it. It looks like it's still alive. The tree looks very healthy.
Sure.
It doesn't seem like anything, shoots out at you.
With that in mind, I will identify the tree itself.
The tree itself. Okay. It is a tree. Outside of that, you get... What would that be?
So it tells me, I guess, if it's an object, item or other magic imbued object, you learn the properties, how to use them, whether it requires attunement, how many charges it has, if any. You understand whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are.
Gotcha, John.
You would find that the magic coming off of this tree is a little chaotic. Do an Arcana check.
Okay. Falling into my trap, asking me to do Arcana checks. I have a plus 13, Jonny.
And you got a 15.
Oh
so you rolled a 2 on that last one, and you got
a 2
a
on the
15?
last one.
Jesus Christ.
That's as low as it goes unless it's a natural one.
Fucking crazy. All right. 27 on this one. This feeling of chaos, you haven't... Maybe you felt it before, but you definitely know about it. This, type of chaos really reminds you of something Fey.
I believe I cast Identify on at least a part of Vaughn at some point. Does it feel very similar to that?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, especially Vaughn, because Vaughn has this type of chaotic energy inside of them. So, very similar. There is one type of magic that kind of sticks out more than others, the enchantment. And I guess with Identify, you would understand that the flowers that are on this seem to have some sort of enchantment magic within them. Similar to, I believe you also have this sleep spell in your... You don't? Okay. Well, then it's similar to a sleep spell of effect if used properly.
But otherwise, it just seems like a normal tree.
Otherwise, it seems like a normal tree from a not-so-normal place. It seems like this tree was probably displaced from the Feywild. It's not a typical tree that you find in Barovia, so that's... That plus the Identify and the whole chaotic energy thing that you get sort of makes you feel like this is from the Feywild.
I disconnect from the Identify, and I'm also... Are any of the flowers low enough that I could try and harvest some of them? Not a lot, but a couple.
Trying to think of how I imagine the tree. I imagine the tree as a large trunk and then a huge bush on the top. So I would say
Sure.
none of them are easily accessible, but you also have Katya who can literally just walk up the tree and pick them if you really
That's
wanted
true.
to do something like that.
I can get you some.
I'll send Cosette up there to try
Sure,
and gather
Cosette
a couple
can
for
easily
me.
do that. Yeah, Cosette can pull as many as you want. Whatever the number.
I'll take 5.
Cool. 5 get taken to you easily enough.
Okay. As I disconnect from it, I turn to the others. It's syncing up pretty much exactly with when the comprehend or the speak with animals. Like, this tree is, while not from here, surprisingly, I don't know. I expected some sort of abjurative magic of why. I mean, this space seems relatively unaffected by whatever this incursion of other forces is. So I thought this tree might have something to do with that, and perhaps these stones do, but the tree itself is quite limited magically. All it has is possibly some alchemical properties of these flowers.
Whatever it is important to the people who live here, so probably something else to it.
That's good, right? We wouldn't want the tree to be corrupted.
Correct. Well, that's what I was perhaps just thinking, that maybe some source, some font of energy within the temple has been corrupted, but I don't, maybe it was a little short-sighted of me to assume a tree was a source of some druidic magics, but it doesn't seem like this was affected.
You never know with these druids. No offense, Sorsha, it's just I've seen trees do some pretty crazy things.
Yeah, no, that's valid.
I've used my divine abilities a couple of times in this place, and, well, in whatever areas we were in, I felt no malice from the place itself. It feels, well, like the tree does, where everyone lives. It feels... The only word I can use to describe it is holy in a different way.
This place feels more holy than the tree does. This feels consecrated. It doesn't feel desecrated, which was much to your surprise. It feels like it is still in this hollowed space, this place. Not specifically this room, you haven't really checked here, but in the middle room, definitely still consecrated, so.
Sure. I'm free to, I just want to take a look at these stones, but just for a moment, not a full identify. Could I do like an Arcana check on the monoliths? Are the runes recognizable? Language? Can I tell it all what they do?
Yeah, I was going to attempt to do that too.
I think we did that last session. I'm pretty sure we did, and you aided Sorsha, I believe, is what it was. Which...
Oh, did we?
Yeah, and even with... I believe it was a pretty high roll, too. Even with that... It's just, Sorsha didn't even recognize it. You would assume that it's something in Druidic. It's very ancient, though, and outside of anyone's knowledge, it looks more like drawings/runes that don't really have a meaning behind them, but more of like symbols of such things, but you're not entirely sure what the symbols are.
Primal magic, I don't think we're going to get anything else out of here. Whatever the source of this corruption is, it's not from here.
Okay. I think it's time for us to go to the next area anyways, because not even the evil things are here. Miss Snake said that they were not here.
And the snake isn't affected?
She said that she heard the music, but she doesn't seem bothered by it.
That's curious to me. Perhaps whatever it is has a reason for targeting more intelligent creatures.
This was my thought too.
No wonder it hasn't attacked me yet. The joke.
Did Beatrice actually say it was Fae vibes or no?
I referenced it as primal magic.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I've said that before in reference to like Fae magic, but I didn't call it Fae.
Well,
Vaughn, you can roll an Arcana check if you want to try and see if you understand that.
I would love to roll an Arcana
Do
check.
it.
Are you kidding me? I live for rolling
19.
Arcana checks.
You know what she means.
Hey!
No.
Yeah, I got a +10.
Hey, you got good Arcana too.
Yeah. They're
Well,
very
I try to
smart.
help.
You don't get out of Baba Lysaga's house without knowing a lot about magic.
Wow, you guys both
Dark
have high
magic.
Arcana. You should be friends.
But still magic.
Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah. Vaughn, you definitely know what she means.
Well, shall we continue our search?
Lead the way.
Yes.
As we're leaving, I would like to just put a hand on the tree, and just do like a couple pats, and just tell it to be well.
Okay.
I'm gonna like try to do like a forehead tap with the snake.
Oh yeah, I'm finger gunning the snake. See you.
I'll give it one head pat on my way through.
It kind of leans into the head pat and then looks over towards you, Vaughn, and then gives you a headbutt. Very light, but a headbutt nonetheless.
I met a snake today that didn't try to kill me.
Well, it did. And then it didn't.
I didn't get very far.
It
Yeah.
didn't get that far in killing me.
I guess technically it tried to kill Sorsha at first, but then Sorsha was like, no.
We're friends now.
Yeah, we're friends now.
The power that Sorsha
Actually-
He's a
has.
cute snake.
The power of friendship.
Okay. You make
Which
your way
room was
back. Say it again?
I was asking because there are 3 doors, correct? Which one was
Correct,
that?
yeah.
Was it-
So you
Middle.
guys entered the main entrance chamber with the open circular like sunroof type thing. And it was the opposite side, and then you have one to the left and one to the right from the entrance. So now when you're coming back into the circular chamber, again, yeah, left and right. Which way would you like to go?
Any preference, Sorsha?
Do I have a feeling about any direction that seems right?
The one to now your left seems to be broken down and covered in vines. You could see just a little bit of light coming from there. The one to your
Okay.
right is completely closed off. The door seems intact. Outside of that, you don't really have any sense of like, this is the right way, because you don't really know exactly what you're looking for anyways.
Sure.
But that's what you
Sure.
see, so...
Well, I mean, we could flip a coin. We can either go through the unbroken door or the broken door. What do you think?
I feel like the unbroken might have more information but no threat, and the broken door is more likely to lead to a threat.
That was more or less what I was about to say.
Sorry, I didn't hear
There
you
you go.
talking.
No,
Sorry, audio.
you talked first. I backed down.
Hmm.
Well,
Let's.
you know my vote.
Why don't we? Actually, I like the way you're thinking. Why don't we get the information before we go for the threat?
To the right?
To the
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
To the right.
You head to the right.
I was gonna do the same thing.
I'll investigate the door with
Okay.
these tools.
Go ahead and do investigation. Or thieves' tools. No. Investigation, then thieves' tools if there is a trap. At least that's
Yeah.
how I play it. Natural
Natural
20
29.
to a
Oh,
29.
okay.
Nice. No traps.
Cool.
Easily
it locked?
enough. It is not locked. Easily
Okay.
enough, you are able to open this door. And inside of here, the only light in this room comes from the door that you open, as it illuminates this large rectangular chamber that stretches out 30 feet. It's more narrow than it is wide. The walls are lined with tall shelves that are packed with books, scrolls, and other tomes. The air is filled with a musty scent of old parchment and leather bindings. At the center of the room, you see a large wooden table that is littered with sheets of parchment, quills, and ink pots. And the room sits quiet, with only the occasional rustle of papers or creak of wood to break the silence.
Without hesitation, Beatrice, almost drawn into the room, immediately starts looking at the books and the papers.
As you do, you blow up. No, I'm just kidding. There's no traps or anything like that. So you rush
This
into
would
the
be
room,
how she goes out.
finding all of these books, and Unfortunately, as you look at each of them, they are written in a language unknown to you in Druidic.
No other doors off this hall. Any sort of, I don't know. It seems obvious that I walk inside, so I'm just flicking through for anything, or even just finding the oldest book. I think.
Go ahead and do a
Vaughn also
perception
follows.
check. And Vaughn, if you're there, you can either aid or do your own perception check.
I'll give you the help action if that's helpful.
Cool.
For you.
So
Sure.
advantage on your perception.
Don't have a great perception, so 16.
16. You begin looking through each of these books, trying to find some sort of important looking books. One of the main things that you do spot in this area is you start your search on the table. Most likely, whatever is important would probably be there because people are reading it. So you look through quite a few books, all detailed in Druidic, but one thing that you notice is that kind of haphazardly placed onto this table and written in what you can see very clearly as shaky handwriting is a large scroll. The quill has been placed down, ink has been kind of spilled everywhere on the table, and it seems like whatever happened while they were writing this scroll.
The last thing.
Mhm.
If I don't know if everyone else has entered, but I turn back. It's safe, but it seems to be a library, but I can't read anything.
I think that we should take what might look important and take it back to Walter. Walter?
Voltorb.
Can you come read this, Sorsha? I think this scroll might have been the last thing touched.
Can I read it?
Yeah, it's in Druidic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what's it say?
So, you see written on this scroll in haphazard writing, "My fellow seekers, I fear for the safety of the temple and our people. I have seen things in my meditations that I cannot explain, and I fear that they are coming for us. I will continue to search for answers, but I must urge caution and vigilance in the meantime. Signed, Hural, the head priest."
I'm gonna relay that to the group.
Ural, that's not the one who's gone into seclusion.
No, that is not. That is. Let Devan look through her notes real quick.
You don't know this one, actually.
The one who went into seclusion?
Oh, Sabrina. Sorry.
Sabrina.
Yes. I thought you were talking about this one.
Nope. No, that is Sabrina.
And what happened to this? Do we know what happened to this one?
I don't think anyone knows, right?
You were told by Claudia that this person died of a heart attack or something like that. It was like a rumor that she had heard. Outside of that, you don't know.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna obviously just make sure everyone is filled in with all the information. I'm not gonna hold anything back.
Mhm.
And since everything is pretty much written in Druidic, I'm also gonna help Beatrice kind of search and look through the documents to see if anything else looks important.
Cool.
I think maybe anything about the origins of the temple, maybe if Tural kept some sort of log or diary or would be useful. But also, I mean, this is your background. If there's any sort of hidden dark depths you'd want to know about.
Yeah, I that's what I'm gonna look for. I'm gonna look for any kind of ledger or diary, journal, anything like that. I definitely think keeping this last scroll is gonna be important.
Cool. You search through a lot of the books. It seems like this isn't mainly a personal library as much as it is a library collection of knowledge. You find certain things related to the Fanes. You see the Seeker's Path, Tales of the Huntress, You see the ecology of Barovia's forests, tales. Nope, already said that one. Magical remedies for natural ailments, the language of nature, stuff like that.
Okay.
Typical nature-based writing and treatises and
Okay.
related to the Fanes, mostly that.
As long as it's not too heavy, I'd like to kind of pocket anything that has to do with the history of the Fanes.
Kaya's holding out the bag of holding for you to
We
just
have one. Okay.
Just a bunch
dump
of
however many books you want in here.
Sure. Cool.
And she's
Becca has a
just
question.
holding it out, like following Sorsha and Beatrice around for them to just like,
It's like
shopping cart that shit.
Yeah, I love it. Cool.
I'm just gonna look at Katya and be, you're my best friend.
Vaughn?
Can I ping a magical awareness
Sure.
in this room?
Absolutely.
Great.
That same sense that you have,
Mm-hmm.
that's just in the back of your head, similar to the song, this melody.
Mhm.
There's something there, but you can't pinpoint it. But
Right.
other than that, the only magical stuff that you see is the stuff that you are holding.
Right.
Your party.
Mm-hmm. No, like magical books or anything.
Doesn't seem that way.
Boring. Okay.
I think that might be everything that we can get from this room. That's literally it. It's just desks and scrolls and chairs and.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
No components or anything in here. No alchemical stuff.
No, it doesn't seem like
Okay.
this is any like alchemy type. It doesn't seem like this is the place of that. It seems like it's more of just a collection of
Mhm.
books and information.
When the I don't know, acolytes are following these, do they stay in the temple? I don't really see any form of dormitories.
I thought the same thing. I thought maybe if there was like a journal from Terrell, like you were talking about, it would probably be within his own room. But I would imagine it might be through the other door.
Well, shall we?
Okay.
All right.
You make your way back over towards the opposite end of the original entrance chamber, the broken door, I'm assuming. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
I'll check for traps.
Sure. Go ahead and do an investigation check. Oh, I was about to say 23. Okay,
Oh,
22.
I rolled with advantage, but do you want me to
Oh,
take?
it's the same
take
thing.
The first.
That's fine. No worries.
Okay.
You make your way to this broken door, ivy hanging over it. Moving it out of the way, you find this modest chamber with 5 individual rooms. To the immediate right, you find a small circular table with 5 chairs. The walls are adorned with intricate yet dirtied tapestries depicting a forest with creatures roaming all throughout. Vines and ivy cover most of these tapestries and most of this chamber, including a large opened armoire with various priests' robes on the opposite side of this chamber. Each of the individual rooms lack a door, which makes it easy to see that these rooms have minimal furnishings, including just a bed, a personal dresser, and a desk just under a window. These windows are covered in dirt, only allowing small bits of light to enter this room that you stand in.
I define sense as soon as we walk in, and that is visible.
You do not detect any fiends. Fae, fiends, or undead, and it is still the consecrated feeling that you have from before.
I take.
Celestial fiends, none.
Celestial
take
fiends
a-
and undead.
I'll take a little magical tinkering and imbue it to make the sound of footsteps,
Okay.
which it just can continuously make like a non-verbal sound, and I will like toss it sort of like a low lob across the threshold to see if anything reacts.
Just rolling on the ground until it stops, hearing the footsteps coming from it. Nothing seems to happen.
I'll deactivate the rock.
Okay.
Well, seems safe enough to enter.
You want me to check? Maybe it needs a living thing. Who knows?
If you'll
Wait, I got the
volunteer.
fuzzy ball.
Pardon?
Yep.
Been a minute.
Oh yes, Vaughn
they
hasn't
haven't
seen the
my
fuzzy balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead,
I'm just-
Sorsha.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna throw a fuzzy ball.
What
Oh,
does
God,
it turn
hold on.
into?
That's a really good fucking question. Hold on.
Fucking question.
Back.
Can I have
Please tell me it's the
a clarifying
giant
question
elk
while she
again.
looks that up? None
Sure.
of the furniture is like disturbed in any way. Nothing's
Doesn't
like
seem
tossed
like it.
aside. No obvious sign
One
of a
of the
fight.
chairs is kind of is like to the side, but
Mhm.
it doesn't seem like anything else is.
It looks like maybe people
disheveled.
stood up and
Yeah.
walked out in a hurry,
Maybe,
but no.
yeah.
Okay.
We can see basically all of the rooms from where we are, right? Or no, not yet. Like
You
the
can't
interior
see
of all
you
of them?
can't see all of the rooms from like the entrance because there's walls
Yeah.
that there's no doorway, but like
Yeah.
angles wise, you can't see into all of the
Yeah.
rooms.
Mhm.
If you were to move forward a little bit, you could see into the left room and then the one room right next to it. And then if you continue going, you could see the rest of the other three.
Okay.
Outside of that,
Heard.
what is it, Sorsha?
Is it a
It's a
boar?
boar.
It's a boar. Right on.
Love
You
it.
see Pumbaa. Poof, show up in front of you.
Legally
Beatrice
distinct. Pumbaa.
shrieks instinctually and like steps back
Yeah.
a little bit.
Oh yeah, she hasn't seen him either.
Right?
Just
So,
waiting till you meet the giant elk.
and this boar
What a friend.
just moves around within this room unchallenged.
Can I tell it to go find truffles or something?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go find truffles.
It starts looking through each of the rooms.
I walk in.
Yeah.
Okay. Walking in, you enter with a tense feeling in your stomach. Nothing happens. And you swear this is the last room in the temple. If nothing, what? So you start to think like, what is going on? The only thing you found in here is that giant serpent.
Can I,
Bleeding.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
can I just start like fleecing the rooms?
Sure.
Checking like underneath the beds, underneath any furniture for like, I don't know, secret passages, anything of interest,
Sure.
objects, anything.
Go ahead and do an investigation check.
I try to walk through the open armoire, like it's gonna be like a secret door.
You
The
enter
Lion, the Witch, and the
Narnia.
armoire.
So, first off, Vaughn,
23.
you don't find anything through the armoire. You do find priest robes and
I'll pocket a priest's robe.
cool. You have a priest robe now, and this one is fashioned kind of similar to the one that Voltor has. It's made out of leaves and. It's not as shiny because it doesn't have the gems in it, but it's made out of leaves and it's pretty cool. Katya, with a 23 because you don't have disadvantage.
Yeah, my bad.
You look through each of these rooms, and you find several names in which I am going to type out. You find a journal with the name Namir in it. You find a journal with the name Alec, a journal with the name Kala. Sorry, not Dekala.
Dakala.
Dekala.
The collar.
Chakala.
Prince Dekala. It sounds kind of like T'Challa. Anyways, and then you find a name with Ivanovich. And then you also find Dural's personal
Okay.
diary.
Why do I know Ivanovich? Haven't we met an Ivanovich before? Help me out.
Sounds a lot like Von Zarovich.
That
True.
could be it. That could be it. I swear
I don't
we've met.
think we have.
Okay.
Not that I remember.
I will. I wonder what I'm thinking of. That probably just Von Zarovich.
Sure.
I don't know.
It's a very
I'll collect-
Barovia name.
Yeah. I'll collect all of those journals and hand them off to Sorsha to translate because I'm guessing I can't read them.
Oh, sure.
And-
I mean, that's probably something you would do. And this is when you would find those names in there.
Yeah.
Sorsha. looking through the journals, I'm not going to dictate everything that they wrote because one, that's too much, and two, it's boring. But the cliff notes of what you get for outside of Tural is specifically you find that there is a piece that is similar in each person's entry. People started having issues sleeping at some point or another. They were talking about nosebleeds. They were talking about seeing things in their meditative state. And they all seem to talk about Tural's insistent behaviors, that something is happening and that Tural thinks that it might be a curse. So it seems like this is like the first spot where people start talking about being cursed. One thing that really strikes you as interesting is within Tural's journal, he starts talking about how he is finding names that are unfamiliar to him in previous journal entries. And those names are Namir, Alec, Hala, Ivanovich. He states that he's never heard these names before. He doesn't know where they came from. And yet he finds them in these rooms and is confused.
Can I ask a clarifying question, Jonny?
Sure.
So he's finding, like, looking in his own journal, he's finding that he's written about these people and doesn't remember them?
Correct.
Not that he, like, found the other people's journal and is like, whose journal is this?
Correct. He's looking through his own journal, seeing names of people and referring to them. But in his later entries, going back and saying, I've never met that person before. I don't know who they are.
Yeah. So what Tural's going through in this journal with forgetting his fellow followers, it kind of feels like the same that was happening to, oh God, Kesha? What was her name?
Teresa?
Kesha?
Teresa.
Kesha.
Kurvala.
It's going down. She's calling timber.
Teresa.
Yeah. It sounds like the same thing with Careza, where she doesn't remember her partner.
I think something is taking these people body and soul.
Where are the bodies going?
I don't know.
Oh, what did
Right.
the snake say?
Also, Katya,
Oh,
as you were looking around, because I forgot that your investigation would have found this, you find hidden underneath a lot of the vines a body.
Oh.
it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot to add this. It's in my notes. Forgot that you were looking.
Yeah, that's important.
You find a body that is slightly decomposed,
Okay.
not by much. And you find that on their wrists are slashes.
Yeah, so Katya gets down and checks pulse just for fucking posterity, I guess, but looks around, sees the slashes, I'll frisk them for any objects on their person, and I'll kind of pull them out into the center of the room and be like, everybody, I found something else.
Oh.
Well, it is not undead, otherwise it would have shown up in my search.
Gender, age, identifying factors of this person.
Male, about middle-aged, kind of like really bushy eyebrows, and that have since kind of dirtied, like a lot of mud and dirt over their face. Has like a bit of a hard exterior, like really pronounced cheekbones and a really big jawline. The hair is disheveled and kind of in his face. Wearing one of the robes that you found in that armoire. And on their neck, you see this raven's skull that has feathers attached to the back of it, kind of creating this almost angelic symbol.
That's a symbol of the seeker, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Do
I'll
you
ping
wearing
him.
an... Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to ping my last magical awareness.
There is no magic in this room.
Okay.
Outside of the
The
ongoing...
normal. Yeah.
It's
That.
not,
Sorry, go ahead.
it's not too hard of a guess to probably assume that this person is Troll, whatever the name was.
Oh, you got the name right.
Yeah. I remember important names. There are two things that come to mind when hearing all of this information from me. One, either we have to find the others that are named. They're somewhere walking around and kill them because they are probably sleeper agents, so to speak. Or two, and this might be very counterintuitive, that in order to fight, because before I continue, there's no other rooms in this place. There's no other place to
Correct.
go.
Yeah.
Like in this entire place. Okay.
Correct.
Counterintuitive. In order to fight the thing that plagues this place, we may have to give in to the thing that plagues this place. It seems no one else can see it but those who are affected.
Well, I'm not going to volunteer.
I'll volunteer.
Well,
Are
I
you sure?
can hear it, but I cannot see it.
Can I? I would like to open. Is this body's eyes open?
Yeah.
Okay. They look normal. Well, normal for a corpse.
Do a medicine check.
Okay.
I'll help.
Oh,
Sure.
thanks. My medicine's not good, but it's an 18.
18.
Hey.
First, it looks like the cause of death seemed to be loss of blood.
That was going to be my next question.
Imagine,
Yep.
yeah.
Second, it looks like, air quotes, natural causes. It doesn't look like anything, like any bludgeoning damage or any type of like outside thing outside of the wrist cuts that are. Yeah.
Nosebleed?
Yeah.
Signs of a recent nosebleed?
Yes, there is.
But no, like, image of an eldritch being burned onto the irises.
Unfortunately.
Now that you mention it, it's in my notes here. I forgot to
Oh,
mention
yes,
that.
your medicine. Yes, of course.
With an 18 medicine, actually, yeah, you do see the answer.
No.
Okay. Thought I'd ask. You never know.
Of course.
What room was the body in?
It was in this room that you're in. It was at the
main room?
edge. The main room. Like, there's a small hallway that splits all of these rooms, and then there's that small little, like, 10-foot by 10-foot square where the table is and, like, the fallen chair and all that. It was near the armoire, but, like, a bunch of vines and ivy has covered this body that was kind of, like, laying there in the corner.
Like, was it covering or was it, like, sapping it?
looking
was there-
over
Were the vines
ivy,
attached?
it doesn't seem like it was any. Yeah, and pulling the body out as well, it didn't seem like the ivy was attached by any means.
Okay.
Outside of like being tangled slightly over like arms and stuff like that, but it seemed pretty natural. Due to, 23 investigation, you would have been able to see if there was anything that was fucky about it.
So it doesn't. It seems like that is the spot where the person died. It's not like they
Correct.
got put there afterward. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
So, were they looking in any particular direction based on where the body was found?
Based off
Like,
of the
were they-
body, no, it seemed like they were in the corner, sat down under all of the ivy, and they were just kind of like looking towards the armoire dead.
Got it.
It didn't seem like they were like looking directly towards the doorway or down towards their hands or anything like that. It was just, they just expired.
Is the weapon around? To slice
The blade?
the wrists.
Oh, no, it doesn't seem like it's around.
Strange. Can I-
Is there dried blood?
There's a lot of dry blood all across their
Oh, yeah.
arms. And looking across the floor, you do see like a trail of blood that leads to where they are. And it leads out towards the main chamber that you had entered in.
Right. They wrote on
Exactly.
the wall.
Yeah.
Any other bodies in the room?
No. No other bodies.
Could I, while this is going, could I cast identify on the vines themselves? Because the vines are still unexplained to us. Like they seem to have grown up supernaturally fast.
In a couple weeks, yeah.
I would love to ritually cast identify on the vines.
Yeah. Taking a few minutes to finally cast identify. Is there anything that anybody would like to do during this 11-minute span?
I'm taking the necklace.
Okay, you take the necklace.
That's what I was going to do too.
So, I mean, you should have it more so.
Sorsha and
than-
Vaughn both reach for it at the same time.
Oh,
What I want to do is
you can have it.
specifically like at the very last bit of the 11 minutes. But anyone else can go first.
Without any other stuff, Beatrice, you finish casting identify. And
Extell want to do something right at the end of the 11?
after identify?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Like like during the last minute probably.
Okay,
Of
yeah,
it,
then you can go ahead and do that. It's
I'm
getting
just
towards the
gonna-
end.
I'm gonna look at everybody and then look at Vaughn. And just go,
Hey.
no. And then I'm gonna try my best to give in to whatever's happening.
Okay.
Yep.
Can I punch Arxes in the face? And Arxes says no to me.
Not letting you do this to yourself, Vaughn. I've already lived my life. I'm old.
Let's go to
Vaughn
break.
Okay.
You give in
Okay.
to this melody. I need to figure out what's going to happen. So as you do that, we're going to go to
God
break.
Damn it.
Because I'm
And
chaotic, yo.
during that break, we are going to be giving away a free copy of Travelogue on Roll20.
Ooh.
It is, or no, not Travelogue, sorry, Plot Armor, that's the one.
Ooh.
In stories, the hero cannot die until the story is over. If the protagonist realized this in any capacity, what would they do? You can learn what you would do with Plot Armor. The code for tonight is !Seeker. At least I hope it is. I think I changed it. I did. So with
Nice.
that, we're going to start the giveaway. We will be back in 15 minutes. We will see you all then. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Welcome back, everyone. Okay, let's see. Okay, nobody joined the giveaway. That's fine. We're going to move on. Arxes. You give in to this melody the first time that you begin to hear it. The song is on the outskirts of your mind, in your subconscious, trying to make its way to your consciousness. But each time you try to put any sort of attention to it, it's like it hides from view. Every time you try to understand the notes of it, it changes. You try to give in further, allowing the melody to take over you. But yet, it's almost like the opposite effect happens. You don't hear it anymore. It's like it's just gone. And as you begin looking around the room, you feel strange. And I gave you a little bit of information in your DMs, so do with that what you will.
I slid into them DMs.
I'm aware that I allowed myself to do this, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It's an interesting question. Yes.
All right, everybody. There's a song, but there's not much that is different here.
So, this is pretty much the same thing that happened to me and Vaughn, right? When we walked in here.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I think that's what we tried to tell you. I don't think there's anything different happened.
You didn't need to hear it as well. We already heard that we heard it.
Well, we should probably try to figure out what's going on with this Turo.
Have I completed my identify spell?
You have. In this
Also, won't let
identify.
me restart the video because
There we go.
ended on your end. Thank you.
Cool.
I'm back.
You finish this ritual casting of identify on the vines and the ivy and find that it's normal. Normal in the sense of this giant forest growing in large sizes. So maybe that's the reason why it grew so rapidly, is because this vine, you know, these vines, these strands of ivy, maybe these just grow big, so it grows quickly. But there's nothing that strikes you as like odd or out of place.
This is just starting to get infuriated. What? And
Maybe
as I
that's
like
the
break
point.
it, I start seeing everyone else like looking at Arxes. I'm like, what's happened?
Melody. I allowed it to enter my head. It is there, but not there at the same time, as Katya and Vaughn have said.
Are you completely daft?
That's debatable, honestly.
We don't know if this is a good or a bad thing, and it could be very detrimental, and you have people you are living for.
This is true, yes.
You could be like that woman that almost threw herself off the side of the tree.
True, yes. Luckily, there are no long falls in this place.
That's a good point, actually. Arxes, could you do to one of us what you did to that lady, maybe then we could see these things.
Sure. Arxes is gonna walk up to Katya and lay a hand on you and cast protection from evil and good.
Okay.
I'm gonna ping it there. I think did it go?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Katya. For an unknown amount of time, it's like you black out. You awaken, and where exactly depends on this. Each of you see Katya looking around. She says, I hear a melody. I hear it. Sounds like it's coming from outside.
Someone get a hand on her.
I got one there already.
Can you show us where it's coming from?
I think so. And would Katya follow this melody if she heard it?
I guess so.
Okay. You all watch as Katya brings you each to the outside of the temple.
Still hand.
Sure.
Yeah.
Not letting go. Yeah.
Many things happen here. First of all, you find outside of the temple a group of guards waiting for you. And of course, the person leading the front of these people is Voltor. You see him standing there, but one of the things that Katya sees, she points towards the center of the tree, and then points and points. You see her pointing, but the words that are said, it's every single one of you just, it's like you miss the moment. It's like it blurs itself. And you see Katya getting scared. A little anxious, to be honest. And seeing that you aren't really responding to what she's saying, begins getting almost frustrated. Beatrice?
Does she point to anything within 60 feet of us?
She seems to be pointing towards the center of the tree.
Is that like I'm asking for a casting range.
You're not able to see exactly. She's pointing in a direction. She doesn't point directly towards the ground or directly above you or anything. It's more like maybe up in the distance. It could be within 60 feet, but you're not entirely sure. Okay.
I will cast at whatever she points at that seems the most concrete.
Mm-hmm.
I want to cast Fairy Fire at the point she integrates.
Okay.
Or indicates.
Throwing Fairy Fire out. Nothing.
It doesn't attach to anything?
It doesn't attach to anything. And specifically in the air, because where she is pointing is in the air. It's not on the ground. It's not, ground. It's in the air. It seems maybe it's off in the distance, or it's something that's unaffected by this. Either of those two.
So it is not, there is no creature in the area.
That's what it seems.
Okay.
I realize I'm not in control here. But could I tell her if it was that if it's too far away or if she just missed? Could I tell her that if it's in range or not?
Because Fairy Fire is a physical manifestation.
No. Because every time that you see the pointing, but every time anything specific is said, it's like muddled. Like you're not able to understand, like she's speaking in a different language altogether, or that it's something unknown to you. Vaughn, Beatrice, you recognize this, and now Arxes, you recognize this to be that something that is always outside of your conscious mind. Every time something like that happens, Katya begins pointing and frustratingly trying to show you something, but during that time, you hear Valtor approaching. Seeing you pointing, he looks towards the back and just looks towards each of you and says, I was told that you had knocked one of our denizens unconscious. All the while, she was screaming about something unseen. It seems that there is something similar happening. What did you find in the temple? And I say this with much emphasis. The next few words that come out of your mouths better be some good news about saving the temple and saving our people from whatever this is.
Good news is that we know that something is trying to kill everybody in this town. Bad news is we don't know what it is. We did find your Turo.
Where is that scroll that we found?
Yeah, I'll show him the scroll and then also the medallion necklace.
Okay. He takes that and begins reading the scroll, looking over towards Katya. This spell lasts 10 minutes, but it is concentration. Up to you, Arxes, whether you drop it or whether you let it go through its entirety.
I'm holding it, yeah.
Okay.
Once we get to like near the end of it, I am going to like get Katya, or if Katya starts to really freak out, I want to try and get Katya and I want to try and cast Dispel Magic on her.
Okay.
Can I try and use, I don't know if she's making any sort of saves internally, but can I try and like trigger her to use a save using my Flash of Genius?
You can.
Okay.
I don't know how in control I am or not, but is it, I'm guessing you did that just to like establish that shit is getting blurred out and that I can't like.
Correct.
Now I don't have the words for what I don't have the words for, but yeah. I feel like Katya would know, well, would have a pretty good idea that this is what was gonna happen, so she's not like gonna freak out or panic. She's getting frustrated that her words are being blocked out, but like this was expected based on the person in the tree.
Point of just clarification. You are saying something.
Yeah.
Everyone
that
can't seem to hear it though. Right.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's frustrating, but like I'm not panicking or like I was prepared for this more or less.
Sure. Beatrice?
I'm an idiot. I have observant. I can read lips. Can I understand what she is saying?
Ooh.
Even with that.
Oh, shit.
It's like
Damn.
you know it
That
and
would have
it's
been good
gone.
though. Damn it.
It's not something that deals with understanding then, because you felt like you understood it. And then it's just gone out of your head.
I'm going to
Muddled.
establish a telepathic connection with Katya.
Okay. You hear the voice of Vaughn in your head.
Hi, Katya.
Hi.
Well, I'm currently missing the words that you're saying, so if you could kindly repeat them again in here, I will keep my little eyes open.
It's
Nothing.
Is
It's been in here.
I have a question.
Okay.
Would I know if I like cut Katya? Well, I guess Katya doesn't have blood really, right? So if I were to like cut her with the blood spear Kavan, could he potentially like
good question.
do something?
has blood. I imagine vampires have blood. It's just kind of not the same.
So maybe
right, and you're It's not the same as humans.
Okay.
You can do so.
Okay. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna hold out my hand for Katya's hand and just give her a wink.
I'll like hand it over.
Yeah. And then I'm just going to take the blood spear, Kavan, and just do a little nick. Enough to like blood wells up, and then make sure that the spear's staying there to take part of her blood.
It takes the blood.
Yeah. And then I'll start, kind of meditating with Kavan, just holding the staff.
Okay.
Do you know what's going on here? Can you understand what's going on here with her blood?
I'm sorry. Taking the blood, it is different than others, but I can't sense anything in it.
Damn.
Can I try and draw what I'm seeing on a piece of paper?
Yes,
I have
you can.
paper.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Take.
Can you
borrow a
do
pen
an
and
artist
paper.
skill?
Yeah.
You begin drawing. Detailing out everything that you see. And after you are done, you show it to everyone.
Oh.
And all you see is like a blade of grass. And now seeing that symbol, something else pops up. There was something similar on Tural's scroll at the very bottom. You hadn't seen it, but now that you see this one, right, there was one there. And as this happens, Valtor finishes the scroll. Well, it seems that there is some sort of danger that we already knew. But it seems that Tural had seen it. Warned us against it. I will take this to the Mountain Speaker. Is there anything else that you would like to tell me? Go ahead and do an insight check.
Don't let him take it. Don't let him take. I don't trust him. That scroll is gone.
I do not either.
Okay. Let me check the stats because I rolled an 11.
I know what this is. I figured it out, Jonny. I figured it out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Send
I
me a
did.
DM.
I did. Yeah.
I want to know. Because if we know,
I figured out.
I would
Becca knows,
love
but
to
Bob
hear about
doesn't.
it. Okay.
Bond's not dumb.
I will not confirm nor deny what it is.
Motherfucker.
God, I lost my train of thought. ADHD, man. Okay.
Valtor was giving
Valtor's.
Yep.
Yeah, he rolled really poorly, so we
right. Yes,
succeed
yes,
on our
yes,
insight
yes.
checks.
Of course,
Yeah, that's what you missed.
Yep.
That's what
We
it was.
missed on Glee.
Yes. Okay. Valtor is hard to read. You're not entirely sure what his motives would be. He seems to be saying that he's going to bring it to the Mountain Speaker, but I mean, Arxes would know that something's up with this town, whether that's Valtor. You can have your own opinions on the chain of events. But as Valtor says this, I would say that the protection from evil and good spell comes to a close. And Beatrice, you cast Dispel Magic?
Yes, so I'll ping that in the chat. I assume I'm probably going to have to do some sort of roll. Why won't it ping? Ping, damn you.
Ping!
It's not pinging. Give me a sec. I'll just post it. But basically, I choose a creature, any spell of third or lower ends, any spell of fourth or higher, I have to make an ability check using my spellcasting ability. DC equals 10 plus the spell's level.
Okay. I'm going to look at the similar type of spell. Okay.
Just tell me if I'm right. I just want to know.
I would say that it's probably it's higher than a 3rd level spell, we'll say.
Okay.
So you would have to do your intelligence check.
And is it an ability, spell casting ability? So that's just intelligence,
Just
not proficiency?
intelligence. Right.
Okay. That's a +5. I'm just going to roll the d20 +5.
You got it.
Do I have any way to give myself advantage on this? I don't
you have
think so.
What's it called? Spark of what is it called?
Flash of genius.
Flash of genius.
Yeah,
Don't
but
you have
that's
that?
for saving throws,
Oh,
not
got it.
ability checks.
Yeah.
It's for both.
Is it?
Yes.
Ooh.
It should be.
Oh my God, it is. Yeah, I will
Nice.
go. Absolutely. I didn't know that. I will absolutely use one.
Sweet.
Well,
Okay.
I'll see how I
Ooh,
roll.
that's powerful. Nice.
You can use
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
I'll
dope.
see how I roll and then decide if I want to
Sure.
add the +5.
16.
I will add the +5.
Okay, cool.
So 21.
So 21. 1 sec. And then Dispel Magic didn't ping, but I can pull it up because I use Roll 20.
Roll20.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm clicking a
Roll
little
20.
thing and maybe I'm
You're
just
fine.
clicking it wrong.
While you're using roll
check,
20,
Check to see if it says cast at what level. There's sometimes like
yeah,
under your
sometimes it'll
character
pop up.
sheet, it'll pop up
Yeah.
and it won't show
Oh.
you.
I'm not sure why. Give me a second. I can just copy and paste the thing. I think it's because I unplugged my mouse, so now my computer is like, "What are you doing?"
Sure.
But it essentially says if I on a successful check, the spell ends. That's the only effect.
Yeah. Katya, do a wisdom save.
You get a +5.
That helps. These are my worst ones. Wisdom, you said?
Yes.
Is that +5 coming from me?
Fuck.
It's from me.
It's
I'll also do a +5 on top of it.
it still
15.
fails. So it seems like the effect of the protection from evil and good goes away, and you see Katya, you find yourself coming back to consciousness. The chain of events that have just happened are muddled and weird. You're looking at this drawing that you don't remember drawing, looking at it and just seeing like some sort of blade of grass. And then for a second, it goes back to muddled. And then your vision comes back to where you were. Beatrice, you are able to see that it seems like the Dispel Magic worked, but soon after it quickly goes back into the old state. And you all see Voltor standing still in front of you. Yes.
Just to clarify, because it went back and forth a lot. I can still see the things and I still can't talk about them, or I
You cannot
no longer
see the things you
Okay, I'm back
cannot
to
talk
default.
about. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, great.
The first thing I ask is, I'm not paying attention to Voltor right now. I just ask, can you still hear the music?
Can I still hear the music?
No. And
No.
now that you guys are here, kind of maybe listening for... Even Vaughn, you can't hear it. But...
Curious.
Go ahead, Vaughn.
I would like to make a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Mhm.
I'm going to use a psionic knack to roll an additional d6.
Okay.
Okay.
17.
17. Yeah.
Does anybody need to... Everybody do a perception check.
Wouldn't it be against our passive?
Oh, I guess, yeah, that's true. Passives, so... Does anybody have over a 17 passive perception?
Nope.
Got a whopping 11 over here.
Great.
Nice. All right.
I mean, I have 18, but
Okay, so then Sorsha, you see whatever Vaughn is doing. You two can have a separate DM if you would like. That is
we
up to
have.
you, or we can.
Oh,
okay,
we have, yeah.
right on. Sweet. So Voltor, I know Beatrice and Katya are kind of, doing their own thing. Vaughn is doing their own thing. I believe Sorsha and Arxes are probably the ones speaking to Voltor. So Voltor takes the scroll and says, well, thank you for your service, Moonshade.
There's something fishy about you. Your seeker is in seclusion in which no one can speak to her, and yet you decide to bring information that is imperative to the survival of everyone here and keep it secret and bring it to someone who has denied all a chance to see her. I don't like you.
If you are implying something, please tell me what it is.
Oh, I think you're a slimy scuzzball. Ooh.
Blunt as ever.
I'm gonna try and interrupt and be like, Arxes, take a pill.
What's a pill?
Don't worry, I'll show you later. Voltaire? 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 What?
Voltor.
Voltorb.
Voltaire.
Voltron?
Voltaire.
Not
Voltron.
Voltaire.
Voltaire.
Vulva.
The French
Voltaire.
writer.
Voltaire. I want to learn about Voltaire. I'll just be like, it is okay, Arxes. Don't worry. And I'm gonna like just try and like give his arm a little bit of a squeeze, like trying to signal
Hey,
something else.
shut the fuck up.
Kinda, but not really.
Sure.
Like just like gentle nudging.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be seeing you.
Our friends are tired and weary. Could we perhaps return to our rooms?
Or would you like us to accompany you? I think that would be the most appropriate of the options,
No.
since we found the information for you.
I understand, but you are
Lord of Sorsha.
you are walking on a fine line between exile and working under us with very restrictive rules.
Oh,
I don't quite like any of you. You especially, looking towards you, Arxes.
Feelings mutual.
To be completely honest, I don't think you've done anything yet. This parchment doesn't explain anything other than we need to be careful. I will
do
take
you
this.
want to go inside?
I will take
How
this.
about we take you inside? Come with us.
Please tell us, what
Again,
have you done to
allow
Bring your
me to
whole troop
remind
of
you
gods.
that you are on a fine line between exile and staying here within restrictive rules.
I'm sorry that we offer you information on the questions you seek.
I'd like to see you try to keep us here.
I will take this to the Mountain Speaker.
Hmm.
You are welcome to make your way back to the Temple of the Huntress. If there are any further needs, I will come to you and let you know. And the only reason why I am keeping you here at this point is because of her. And he points over to Sorsha. But my patience is running very thin. And do not say another word.
Another word. Good day.
I'm so sorry. I did have a question, if that's
He
all right.
ignores you and just continues walking.
I was just wondering if you were friends with Namir.
Continues walking. He is
I think that's a no.
done with your shit.
Fair enough.
Who is Namir?
Namir, the man, or the person who was in the temple, one of the names that seems to have been forgotten.
Are you talking about Turo?
No, the name on this journal.
I have no recollection of Namir.
Okay, that confirmed it.
Well,
I think you have been more affected than we realize. Let's retire unless someone wants to test that again. And I sort of like jerk my head in the direction of Voltor.
I don't have any better ideas.
I'd gladly test them, but, we can go to sleep.
Okay. How exactly would you like to make your way back to the Temple of the Huntress?
Before we make any of that decision, I'm going to actually I have a couple of questions before I actually do this. One, say someone was telepathically talking to me and I wild shape. Would I still be able to talk to them?
Yep.
Fantastic. And everything that I have on me then goes into the creature that I am, so I still technically have all of my items. Fantastic.
Yeah, there's never really like a the items morph to your being if they can, but like I don't like that idea. I just like the idea of you wild shape and everything kind of turns into it, and all of the like magical items that affect you still affect you and all that shit. But anyways.
I think it says somewhere in the book that you choose whether they fall in place or absorb into the form.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, I'll look at Vaughn, and I will. I'll talk to them telepathically.
Oh, I wave a 4-fingered hand.
I knew it. I knew it.
And I'll just say, don't let them go back to where we're going. I can't even remember. To Temple of the Huntress. I'll be back. And then I'll wink at her and then turn into a hummingbird.
Okay. You turn into a hummingbird.
I do.
Where do you all... Let's focus on the party real quick. Where does the party go? Do you go back to the lunar lift? Do you want to go to the elder lift?
I think we should go to the elder lift this time.
You want to go to the elder lift?
I think that one will work a bit better.
Yeah.
We would have privacy on the other one, but...
Oh, true.
True.
Well, unless all those guards are still there.
Yeah, they following? Did any of them follow us?
No, it seems that the guards, including the one that had stayed with you, followed Voltor. I almost said Voltor. My fucking god.
That's his name.
I just wonder if the lunar lift is working, because we sent away that attendant, so I don't know if anybody would
do it.
It was easy enough for us to run it, though.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
like a
we
big
can
crane,
raise
so...
ourselves. That's right. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Where would you like to go?
I'm cool with the lunar lift.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. More direct route to the domain branch. You take the lunar lift. You operate it yourself, leaving it on the domain side, and head up to the Temple of the Huntress.
When we're on the lift, because that's when we're the most alone, I would say one thing is I have the impression the reason we have not been kicked out, despite he constantly insisting he could, is because whatever is taking these people is hungry and we will not be missed.
He's keeping us around as extra sacrifices, you think?
Why else would he keep us here? He's made it very clear we're inconvenient.
Because he knows we can beat him if it comes down to blows.
Honestly, in his position, I would have kicked us out long ago if someone talked to me like the way I talked to him. But, yeah, I agree with Beatrice. I don't like him. He seems too confident in all of this.
I do think you're right. And I think it's likely Beatrice. I agree with you. He's definitely up to something.
The three of you all feel all right. You're not hearing that. I know Katya isn't hearing the music anymore. Vaughn, Arxes.
I have still no?
Yeah, you don't hear the music. Before it was
Neither
kind of like
do?
on the edge of your consciousness, but now it's gone.
It might be an issue of proximity, but we heard it until the possession ended. What is odd to me is that it's almost as if you are possessed as soon as you hear it, and it's only once you are, I don't know.
Have I heard of anything like this before? As a priest of Bahamut at some point, and a divine sort of clerical type
As
person.
the child of a hag and a fucked up little guy that's read a lot of books. My best friends were books growing up. Have I read any fucked up little books?
Both of you go ahead and do your own history check.
Could it be Arcana? Not history.
I'd also prefer Arcana.
I like
Religion?
history, but I don't know if I would
I
think the
like
same
history.
I feel like history would work better for this.
Religion? It's kind of historical.
No, not
Is it-
religion.
Is this the sort of thing all of us can do a and think on, or is
Sure.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Right, come on. Oh,
What
that's
history
nice.
like?
16 for Arxes, 4 for
16.
Vaughn, 15 for
I have a
Beatrice,
reroll.
16 for Katya. Would you like to use your
I did
reroll
do
for
a lot
this?
of reading as a
You know-
child.
Yes, because I
Sure,
am upset. God damn it.
absolutely.
I'll
That's
roll a
an
d6.
8.
I'm using another one of my psionic knacks.
Okay.
I mean, it's a 12. Did that do it?
As hard as you guys rack your brains about anything similar, you can't remember anything. You know of like modify memory. Maybe that's what it's heading down. Like it's muddling your guys' memories of whatever, but it's so difficult to really pinpoint what's happening because you can't really even think of what it is. And so, unfortunately, yeah, you guys don't know anything that matches that sort of description.
I don't trust things I can't read about in books.
This thing has to be stopped.
Right.
But
How?
hopefully the answer lies in whatever Sorsha's doing. What is Sorsha doing?
That's a
Well.
great question.
Looking to Vaughn.
I
So-
wave my hand.
As you all
Good idea.
come to the domain branch, you enter into the Temple of the Huntress, and we pan back towards Sorsha, doing a small time jump. As we see Sorsha, I'm assuming, following Valtor.
Yes, she is.
Go ahead and do a stealth check.
Oh, I meant to do pass without a trace before I did that. 100% meant to do that before I wild
I'll
shaped.
allow it. I understand
sense.
that.
Thank
That
you.
makes sense.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
believe that.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm doing stealth.
Yes.
Do I do my own? I don't know if I have a hummingbird.
You would have a hummingbird's. No, wait, yes. Yeah, you would have a hummingbird's
would.
stats
I'll just
for
look at
Dex.
Wisteria.
So yeah, just do.
I'll just look at
Why?
Y. Hold on. Can you just, I don't know, pop up? Okay, so stealth is dexterity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this plus 10. Okay.
25.
So, with a 25, you are keeping enough height to where your small body of the hummingbird isn't directly seen or heard. Flying over, you see this group of guards following behind Valtor. Many of them starting to branch off as Valtor kind of points to certain areas and just tells them to start guarding those areas. But a group of 4 stay with Valtor as he enters into the into the town square sort of the Journeys branch. One thing that you do notice, not Voltor, but on the trunk of the tree, there's another set of stairs that go up similar to the one on the domain branch that Mountain Speaker Sabrina is in. This one has 4 guards just outside of this doorway that enters into the trunk itself. But no one's going in or out. Baltor doesn't pay any mind to it and continues to the Elder Lift, where he is brought up to the domain branch, and you see him making his way towards the stairway and entering into the tree. Is there anything you would like to do as your hummingbird state?
So he went into the temple, right? That's where he went. I'm sorry.
Not into the temple, you're good. Not into the temple, into the center of the tree. So like around the tree trunk, on the town center, the platform that's is built into the tree trunk. There is a set of stairs that go up to a small platform, and there's a doorway that enter into the trunk of the tree. Assuming that there is some sort of like chamber within. There are 4 guards just outside, including the 4 guards that follow Voltor no, they don't follow him. 4 guards that are set outside and 4 guards that stay at the base of the stairs, just at this point kind of just dispersing. As Voltor goes up the stairs, he is entering into that doorway and closing the door behind him.
Is there a way that I'm like fast enough to get in between the gap as quickly as possible and then like get behind something?
Sure.
In the other room?
You can. A few things are going to happen. One, I need another stealth check.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Damn.
30.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good one, you know?
Yeah.
It ain't bad.
Okay. And second, I would say, dex save doesn't fit, but go ahead and do a dex save to try and see if you are fast enough to get into the doorway stealthily without having it slammed in your face or even getting slammed by the door itself.
Okay. Okay. First question. How do I do a dex save as why?
Unless there is a save below in like the main stats, just hit dex because you don't have any proficiency with dexterity saves. So a straight dex roll then.
Oh, I'm like kind of sweaty. Okay.
You have a reroll if it's bad.
That's true.
That's good.
A 19.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
If you tell me I needed to get better than that, hand to God, I'm going to be so mad.
No. 19 is good enough. Okay. Let me open up my notes.
More like Spicia.
Spicia. She's so totally Spicia.
Entering this door, you find that the trunk of the tree has been carved and crafted to accommodate a beautiful living space within it. Throughout the walls of this main chamber, you can see rings of the tree showing its magnificent age, water dripping every so often from the ceiling. But this is a welcomed addition to this abode, as the floor is slightly dome-shaped and water trickles to the edge where you see small moats of water surrounding it. The furnishings of this chamber include a large table where you see many wooden chairs set around it, a smaller gathering area with a handful of comfortable-looking chairs around a small low table, a large desk, and several bookshelves that take one side of the hovel. And additionally, you find an entryway that leads deeper into the trunk of the tree. This, however, is covered by large leaves and vines that prevent you from seeing within it. Finally, standing in front of the rows of books and scrolls, you see a middle-aged woman with bright red hair. She wears large furs and a large deer skull upon her head, similar to the one that you saw with the huntress, the antlers specifically, but this one is a skull. You can see that she was deeply reading some sort of tome before Valtor had entered, and her attention is quickly taken away as she looks to greet Valtor and says, so what of the newcomers? Valtor takes this scroll. Same information. It doesn't seem like they are finding anything specific. Just like we had already thought. But here. She takes it, looking at the scroll, and then noticing the bottom. This symbol, What is it? We've been seeing it all over town. I don't know. They didn't have any answers. And gods help me, are they annoying? But they entered the temple and came out seemingly unscathed. It seems that they are our best chance at finding any answers if there are any. She just looks at the scroll, very frustrated. And the food, anything changed? No. Hunters have not come back with any food, and the water is coming back thanks to her, but I don't know what else to do. She just looks at him. Okay. Well, see if they're willing to help with any other parts of the town. I'm going to continue reading. Maybe there is some sort of hint. The library and the temple. If they came out unscathed, would you be able to maybe bring a set of guards and gather the books there? Maybe there are some answers there. I looked at these books and scrolls and all of the information. Nothing. Maybe there is more to this. Maybe not Valtor. Maybe Thorell had a diary. Maybe he has more information. Can you look for me? Yes. Yes, I can.
Okay. I'm gonna get out of wild shape. And I would just be, well, I already have that for you.
And as you shift into your real form,
He's gonna be so
you
pissed.
see the surprise of both Valtor and the mountain speaker looking towards you. And we are going to end tonight with that, because that is fucking cool.
Son of a bitch.
I was not expecting that to happen.
Great.
Sorsha's so badass.
Okay.
That's such a good moment.
Okay. Wow. Interesting.
Respect.
Yep.
Yeah.
We will see how that ends next week. Cool. All right.
Sorsha's here to
Support
fuck
everything.
your day up left and right.
I have some
I support
prep
all
to
of this.
do, that's for sure. All
We're
right.
gonna kill you.
Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you so wish. If not, it is totally free to tell your friends about our stream/podcast/YouTube channel stuff. Tell your friends. If you want to support us, you can find many links in our chat and our episode description. If you're watching the recording of this episode, please make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and podcast. Thank you all so much for getting us to 10,000. Next episode, I swear we will announce what is going to happen because we are very excited. Well, I am very excited. We kind of have this idea, but I think that's what I'm going to do for the celebration. Anyways, that is something to look forward to. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media because we have
Next time,
lots of stuff.
Not only it'll be 10,000, it'll be episode 50 as well.
Oh, right.
yeah.
Episode 50 next.
Oh,
Dude, crazy
It
to
all
think
lines
about.
up.
Whoa.
Crazy.
So we gotta do like, is it gonna be a special?
Well, I mean, it's definitely going to be special after what Sorsha just fucking pulled, so we'll see what happens.
I'm
Look
excited.
forward to it.
Man, I
just
am
want to
just...
fight this guy and kill him now. But now
Yeah.
he's seeming like a cool guy.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I
legit.
misjudged
Why is he
him.
so mean to us?
It's
okay.
me.
We know why he's been mean to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arxes is a
And
douchebag.
they happen to be,
We don't
I'm
know
pointing
this.
on the overlay, it happened to be this person right here, pointing to Arxes.
Arxes
Anyways,
is a douchebag. We all know this. It's
so
not
with
you know.
that, thank you all so much for joining us. Make sure to level up, and we will see you all next week. It's going to be an exciting one. You won't want to miss it.
Bye, all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.